Sure. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Broadcasting to Your Community from Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. I'm David Burrows, and my friend here
is Steven Healey in Devizes in Wiltshire in England. Hello.
Hi, Stephen. Good to have you back, buddy.
It's good to be back. It is good to be back because we've been missing for, like ships in the night, we've been passing each other.
Well, we've been fortunate to be able to keep things going on our own when one of us is away, and we have other people join us as guests, and so it's good to have that support out there as well. You just got back from France.
I just yes, I'm chairman of the Twinning Committee, and every year either they come over to us from France or we visit France and Germany, and this year was France, Mayenne, which is south of Paris, and it's a beautiful city. There is a river running through it, as there is with most cities, and we are hosted by a family who we've got to know well over the years, and we're with them from Friday night until Monday morning when they've got to go to work. That's when they throw us out, really.
Right. So you said you're chairman of what committee? What's it called?
Its long title is the Devizes and District Twinning Committee.
Okay, so what is that exactly?
It's basically was set up in the 60s to bring European countries closer together.
Okay.
We're talking after the war, we're talking a sensible period after the war, and it was decision of the governments in each country to actually twin towns together. So citizens of one town would visit the citizens of another, and there would be reciprocate trips the following year. Now, we had twinned with a German town and a French town. So every 3 years, the French come here, the Germans come here, and then we go to Germany. And this year we went to France.
Nice.
Yeah. Works well. It works well because it's not, you don't stay in hotels. I mean, that's the thing about it. You don't stay in hotels. What you're actually doing is staying with a family. So you're living in France, French life as the French live it. It's not sat in a hotel room, let's go and see the Eiffel Tower sort of stuff.
Right.
It's more personal than that. And to be sat at the breakfast table with people who speak German, people who speak French, and people who speak English is entertaining, enlightening, and confusing at times. But everybody muddles through.
Right.
Some people can speak 3 of the languages. Some people can speak 2 of the languages. It's very rare you actually find somebody who's sort of only got 1 language.
Right. Some people don't even know how to speak 1 language.
Well,
some people struggle with that.
Yeah, I mean it's been going 50 years, over 50 years, and on the Saturday morning was a visit to a public cinema. Now, this is not a private cinema. This is one run by the city. And we were shown a 30-minute film of the 50 years of twinning. And it was a montage of photographs taken at the individual twinning occasions through the years from the 60s up to date. And it was just fascinating. It was the history of twinning, because when you've been going 50 years, you see people who are no longer part of twinning. Yeah. You can point at the screen and say, that's you, that's me. So you get the involvement, and then followed by a visit to the local swimming baths. Now, the last time we saw it, it was just a building site. But now it is an amazing place with a 25-meter pool, sauna, and everything you'd expect of a swimming pool, but it's built by the city and for use by citizens. And we were given a tour. Now that's just it's like going to a human zoo, really, because there are people swimming and you think, I shouldn't be looking at you, watching you swimming. But then we went underground and we actually saw the filtration plants that make the swimming pool work, as it were. Oh, wow. So for the mechanics amongst us, it was a good lesson in how a swimming pool actually operates. And then the evening is the major event, which is a grand soiree with a 100-piece orchestra from Devizes and Mayenne. Thank you, Dom. And they played music for an hour and a half. and this is a professional. They are professional orchestras, and the ages in the orchestra range from 10 to 80, and it's just an amazing experience. And they rehearse throughout the Friday and the Saturday, and then they're ready to go Saturday evening and regale an audience of 240 sat in the hall with a very wide range of music. So that was quite a good evening, because the food's not bad, because we're in France, and that helps.
Right. So you got some culture in you.
Oh yeah. It's a cultural exchange.
Yeah, cultural and historical.
It is. It's a very special occasion, and
you said so. This happens every year.
Every year.
So next year they'll come over your way, or how does that work?
That's right. They're coming over to us next year, and we've started to organise what we're going to do over the course of the 3 days, and we'll entertain them. They'll be met by the guests on Friday, be taken to the guests' home, have a meal with the hosts, and then on Saturday there's a fully arranged program. Well, there will be, and Sunday's the same. I mean, on Sunday it was totally amazing. The mayor is they elect mayors over there for a period of years, and he was in his 12th year as mayor of the city, and it's his last year. So he's got to go to every single event going, because it's the last time he can do it as mayor. And he was invited to the Rallycross Championships, the French. We're going to talk about lawnmower racing, so I'm going to bring this type of racing in now. This is Rallycross, and outside Maine is a Rallycross track. And we were taken there in the afternoon as his guests. And it was just superb. I mean, you could actually get close to the paddock. You could actually walk around the paddock. You could actually see the cars at the starting line. You could see the cars actually start, and then you could walk around the whole circuit, watching from various viewpoints. So that was a magical afternoon.
Yeah.
So twinning. Is Sarnia twinned with anyone?
No, I don't think they.
Right.
Not that I've heard of. Like, certainly not in that aspect. I mean,
there are. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, we're right on the border of the United States, like 2 minutes that way, and I'm crossing the bridge into Michigan. And our cities talk to each other, but I don't think, and nothing as official as like what you're doing there. That I'm aware of. I might have missed something.
Right. Well, I know there are towns in the UK that are twinned with towns in the States, and they do exchange visits. But I mean, as I say, it was actually started by the governments to actually bring communities closer together, get a greater understanding between the people,
right?
And hopefully, and it's been successful so far, hopefully prevent another European war.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's something to look into. Yeah. I'm kind of curious if we've got something like that. So, of course, Dom says, welcome back, Stephen. And Mary Mack says hello.
Hello.
Yeah, and great. Dom likes our background. Great background to both of you. Awesome. And Dom, sorry I missed you yesterday. I know you were at karaoke for a short little while. So it's great that you were able to get out, and I look forward to seeing you at a Sting game coming up next week, I think. And we don't want to talk about the Sting. Oh.
No, we're not. Right, okay, we won't talk about Sting. Shall we talk about lawnmower racing?
Lawnmower racing, yeah, we can do that. This is something that Jason and I we had a lot of fun with. So 2 weeks ago, I was brought out to live stream lawn tractor racing. Lawn tractor racing. I was calling it lawnmower racing, but the official is lawn tractor. But anyway, I went out there and broadcasted that. It was about 3 hours that they do it, and racing from ages 4 years old to 70 years old. Obviously, the 4-year-olds aren't going that fast, but that's how they get started. And this past Sunday, I was out there broadcasting their final race of their club season at their track. And they had asked me before, would I be willing to come out? And they thought it'd be cool if they could put me out on the lawn tractor. I said, yeah, sure. So then Jason found out and I said, do you want to come? And he was anxious to get on there. So here's a little example.
Sort themselves out, and we're gonna
give them a chance to get a feel for what's happening.
And the commentator did apologize later. He calls Jason Justin.
See if they learned
he got
how
his
to
name
turn
wrong, but
right to go left.
it was. I know that's probably hard to see on the.
It's like they said in the old Cars movie: if you turn right far enough, you'll find yourself going left.
Yeah, you got it. There they go. The old man showed them the way around the track, and they're on their own. It looks like they're going to sort themselves out and take a green flag separate here. Okay.
Jason, I didn't get us lined up side by each. I kind of got excited, and I said, oh, yeah, I better go restart here. And here we go, and we're off.
Father and son. Oh, Dave swings a bit wide.
What sort of speed do you get up to?
We were doing, this is about 35 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, I think this is where Jason comes around here and
down to the driver.
Goes into the grass for a second. Because he kind of spins out. But he holds on to her anyway.
Held her together, yep.
Anyway, that's just, if you want to watch the whole thing, it's on my Facebook page. But yeah, we were, 35 miles an hour, I think was the top speed, what I was told I was going. And Jason was right there with me. I won, just saying.
Of course. But you're going to have a rematch.
Yeah, we're going to have a rematch next season, and actually, what we're trying to do, they want to have some more local celebrities come out, have a fundraising day. So our local friends of mine and owners of Preferred Towing, who are featured on the Discovery Channel on a show called Heavy Rescue 401, and so I've challenged. So we're trying to make it a father versus son thing. So supposed to be, we haven't officially heard. I got an unofficial yes. Myself and Jason to take on Colin and Gary of Preferred Towing, and we'll see who else gets involved and how the money gets raised, etc. My wheels are turning on how we can do it. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And my fear of doing this in the first place has almost come true to light. I thought, well, Jason's going to get on this thing, have a great time, and go, hey, Dad, how do we get one of these to start being involved? As I said, too, I said, well, do you think we get one? He said, well, yeah. So anyway, we're having that discussion. So we may even have our own machine by
your own rigs.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Jennifer's father, they live out in Forest, which is it's rural area, country farming, about 25 minutes from where we are. And he has a huge farm. He has 13 tractors. He buys old tractors, or no, he maybe has 16 now. Buys old tractors and cleans them up, fixes them up. And he's got 4 or 5 riding lawnmowers. And he's close to retirement. So we're thinking we might be able to say, hey, would you be interested? And we'll come out here and work on one out here. And then, because we don't have a lot of space here, but he's got lots of, anyway, we just think we might be able to include him and make it a family affair. So we'll see what happens. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah. But it's been, I've been really busy. Like Thursday, well, I'm back teaching again. So I teach Thursdays and Fridays. So Thursday I taught, and then Thursday night I forget what I did. And then Friday Friday was a crazy day, because Friday morning, our local medical facility, Blue Water Health, they had a time capsule opening. And they hired me to live stream it.
Yeah.
They had not 1, not 2, but 3 time capsules that came out of the Cornerstone. And that was pretty exciting. A lot of newspapers from 1895 was the oldest one. So over 100 years old, right? So our Sarnia Historical Society was there. I did send Fonz a link saying, hey, he might be interested in this. I don't know if he watched or not, but there's a replay of that on my Facebook page as well. And So that was in the morning from 9 till noon, and I had told them, I said, well, I can do this, but I said I got to teach at 12:30, so I had to cover my butt at teaching. They were done at 10 to 12. I was packed up and out of there. Jennifer helped me for 10 after 12. I was on the road. 5 minutes down the road, I walked into my classroom at 25 after 12 to start at 12:30.
That's couldn't it fine.
And then came home at 3:30, did some work in the studio, a little power nap, and then back out to the Sarnia Sting game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday, what did I do Saturday? I worked at the radio station till 2. Yeah, it's just been, and then lawnmower racing yesterday. Anyway, it's been really exciting. It was exciting for Jennifer too. She played in a pool tournament. Mm-hmm. It was a fundraiser for a friend of somebody in the pool family, and Jennifer took 3rd place out of 32 people, so she was excited for that.
Congratulations!
Yeah. So anyway, there's the long version of my short story. You've got Blue Water Bridge behind you.
I have. I thought I'd join you in Sarnia. Yeah. I'll send you a picture of Stonehenge for next week. How's that?
Okay, sure. Yeah. Dom's. He says I'll be there thanks to Jim. Oh yes, Dom will be at a Sting game. Mutual friend of ours had an extra ticket to a Sting game and offered it up to Dom, so that's cool.
Right.
And he says he can fill in for us anytime. Yeah, Dom helped me out before, so that's cool. And I know he's come on for you, and I'm not around. But
he has.
So what?
He has.
Go ahead.
No, Dom has helped, and Corinda as well. Yes. Oh, darn it! I forgot. Corinda sent me some photographs, which I was going to send to you, but I didn't. So I can't tell you about them because you haven't got them. So we'll do it next week.
Oh, okay. All right.
Possibly. Yeah.
So let's talk live streaming a little bit because we talk about live streaming and other things.
Okay.
The live streaming world, the Be Live world, continues to grow. Recently, the group hit 10,000 people.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. It did. It popped over 10,000 late last week. And it's totally amazing to go from 0 to 10,000 in such a short space of time. And it's a great place to be. Really is. For anybody who's looking for help on Be Live, it should be the first port of call. Unless you're live, in which case, hit the button, bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Yeah.
Unless I missed that. What? Hit the right button.
Unless, sorry, I'll try again. Unless you're live, in which case, click the button, bottom right of the screen.
Top, bottom right of the screen.
Bottom right of the screen. Is my mic not working?
What am I missing? I'm not following it.
No, if you're live, if you look at the bottom right of the screen on the studio, there's a button. It's orange.
Yeah.
With white on it.
Okay.
And if you click that, you get live support. You get live support.
Oh, sorry. I was like, what button am I missing? Something? I'll be okay.
Nope. It's okay. Fine. Fine. Recovering from a busy weekend. No worries.
This is just water. Seriously.
Of course it is, David. No, it is. I mean, if you're live, then just press the button, and you'll get live support 24/7, and you may even get Slava appearing on your screen.
Oh, yeah, Kelly says Robert's filled in a few times too. Yeah, he has. That's right.
Yeah.
Hello, Kelly. Welcome.
Indeed.
So what do you think's next for Be Live? We're going to be seeing hopefully a YouTube access soon, I would think. It's on the list.
That's quite possible. The Be Live birthday is 14th to 16th of October.
Yeah.
So there may well be announcements during that period. I mean, we know what it is because it's on the spreadsheet that Irene gave us. So we've got that to look forward to. Exciting things happening in the Be Live world. First of all, there are it's not been announced, but I suppose we could talk about it in general terms. There are 8 hours of broadcasting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's the 14th, 15th, and 16th of October, starting at 9 a.m. and running till the evening, and that's all Eastern times. So
where's the spreadsheet? I saw it once, but I can't.
If you go, it's in Messenger. We've got a conversation with Irene. Yep. A conversation with Irene, and it's in there. Okay. It is in there. They've got a full program for the 3 days, and yourself, Brigetti, and I are on at 1 p.m. I don't know if it's into your schedule, but I think you said yes.
Yeah, 1 o'clock Eastern. Yeah. On the 16th,
14th, Monday. Let's just double check.
I better make sure. I know I put it in, but yeah, I'm still recovering from on the 14th.
Okay. Can you just drop me down for just for a minute?
Sure, I can. He's gone. He'll be back. Yeah, LiveCon, I guess is what it is. That's what we're calling it. And Be Live celebrating their birthday, and we'll have some announcements likely. And exciting times for BeLive.tv, and it's nice to see things growing with Be Live, as many have been waiting to see happen, and you just have to come out and watch. Dom, you've been using Be Live for a while now, and I know that you've been learning more and more from it, so that's always good. I recently shared it with my my class at the college. They're high school students. It's called a dual credit, but they actually take the same course that I teach at the college, so they get credit for it. And a lot of them come into the class thinking they're going to play video games and have a whole bunch of fun streaming on Twitch, and then they realize there's all these other options, and they get a little bit more excited about it. So I shared Be Live with my students, and some of them bit onto it, so we'll see what comes out of that. So Stephen, are you ready again, or good to go? I got thumbs up, and he's back.
It was annoying me. I did go away. It was annoying me, and if it annoys me, then it must be annoying people watching.
Right.
My seat had gone lower down.
Oh yes.
So you were up here, and I was down there.
Right.
And it didn't look right. So I've evened things up now. We're both. Doesn't look like we're in the same place, but at least it looks like we're on the same planet. Yeah. In actual fact, what I'm going to do, so I can find the software. Just give me a second. We're going to make a slight adjustment. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go there, and there we are. It's dark, isn't it?
It's really dark.
I wonder what's going on.
Well, you're dark on the screen, but down below, I can see that it's your room. It's just different.
How's that?
There you go.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to fix my lighting when I use VCam, right? And you can see if I move around it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't quite. But I don't have a light behind me, and I'm supposed to. So.
But I'm not on a green screen at the moment, so I can do that.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And that's a portable green screen you've got back there. So even though XSplit VCam works without a green screen, it still does work better if you have one.
Oh yeah. It's 1,000% better. You've got the lighting, you've got the green screen, and it's the best way to go.
Yeah. Was that very expensive?
$50.
Oh yeah.
Less than $50.
Okay. Send me that one.
I will. Do you remember those? Well, you will if I do that. Earphones.
Bluetooth.
Earbuds.
Wireless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they work. Well, I could never get them to work.
Oh, okay.
They kept falling out.
Right.
Yep, they kept falling out. So I've replaced them. I have a new headset. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, this one here that I got, it's pretty tiny, small. but it takes some getting used to be comfortable. Yeah. See, like I always feel like it's going to fall out on me.
I know, exactly so. And it does. And the thing is, when it falls out, it rolls on the floor.
And then you're like,
where's it gone?
Yeah. If it happens.
So wide is the best way, I think, if you're going to be broadcasting live.
Yes. I've been looking for, I mean, I like, I use it here and on my show. On my other show, I wear a tie and stuff, and I'd like to find a black pair, so it doesn't stand out as much, right? And typically you should wire it behind you and all through, but I don't have a camera crew to help me with that. So
indeed, we don't. We've got to do this solo.
Yeah.
Right, Facebook changes. 2 that we can perhaps discuss.
Yeah, go ahead.
But the first one's been tested in Australia.
All right.
And several other countries as well, but not in the UK, Canada, or the US. So the Australians know about it. Facebook is switching off on a Facebook post the number of likes, loves, dislikes. Those numbers will no longer be visible.
Really?
No, it's true. I'm not winding you up.
I wasn't questioning you.
No, they are switching them off.
Huh.
So when you go and look at a post, you won't know whether the post is popular or not. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And it's being done. The logic behind it is, I can see the rationale behind it, but it affects far more people than the logic behind it is if you are posting away on Facebook and nobody's liking your posts and nobody's loving your posts and nobody's commenting on your posts, you're going to get dismayed.
Right.
And therefore, if you can't see, my earphones still playing up, if you can't see the likes, loves and likes and loves, then you're less likely to be put off by it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, when we see a post with a few hundred likes on it, you think one day, yeah, that's what I think. One day that will happen, but it doesn't faze me at all. I mean, if somebody's got a post with 100 likes on it, then they burn them, and that's because they've been educative, informative, and entertaining.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody's got like envy, but it's not sort of you and I. It's actually meant to protect. It's meant to protect people who are just starting off and they don't want them to be put off posting.
I will say, like I don't care. Well, I don't care. I shouldn't say I don't care. I've said to Jennifer, "Oh, look at this video. I got X number of views."
Yeah.
And that's part of my analytics, right? To know,
Oh, right.
It helps me decide. Yeah.
Can you just put a rider in?
Yeah.
So somebody going down your timeline will be able to see whatever you've posted, but they won't see the number of views, they won't see the likes, and they won't see the loves.
Right.
You will.
Oh, so I'll still see them.
Yeah.
If they're mine. Okay, I got you. Just other people won't see them.
Correct.
Well, I do have to say, that's good. Okay, because I that's part of our analytics, right? We kind of look at, so is that content that I'm doing worthwhile? Well, nobody ever seems to be looking. So anyway, but I will say some of the younger generation might feel like it's based on a like. I made a post and nobody liked it, therefore nobody likes me.
That's right. That's the way it's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it, but at the same time, I'm the guy too that says, well, not everybody's going to like you. Like that's just, that's reality.
Tell the truth, even if it hurts.
Well,
yeah, okay. But it's an experiment in Australia. We'll have to keep tabs on it with Adair and Theoni and see if it has any effect whatsoever. But if
Kelly's.
That's a good point.
I've never heard of anybody been banned on liking stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. For liking other posts?
Yeah. There are mechanisms in place to watch for people either employing other people or using bots to do likes. But people that I know can do 500 likes in 5 minutes, and that's when you start to get banned.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
but if you're liking things and nobody sees it, then does it matter anymore?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have seen, like, and I've been guilty of, when I share things, I tend to copy the same thing that I just posted, like the text, and then shared it. But then I realized, well, no, I shouldn't do that. I should share it and add something different in that text of the share. And it's never happened to me, but I've seen people copy and paste the exact same text from the original post, paste it again, and do that and share it to a whole bunch of places. And then Facebook gets annoyed and says, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's especially so if you're actually sharing it to groups. And if you go on sharing it to tens, if not hundreds of groups, then Facebook sort of complains. So it's being tested in Australia. We will no longer be able to see the number of views a video has, the number of likes it has, the number of loves, possibly.
Interesting. So that's the first change. What's the other one?
The second change is cross-posting. Not to the mechanisms, that's still the same. But when you cross-post, it now creates not one post, but two posts on the cross-posted page you're cross-posting to. And my question is why? It's just an observation. If you go to if you go to a cross-posted page, you may, it's not happening everywhere, you may see two posts. Yeah. One of which is the video and one of which is just an announcement. Yeah. Now the theory is, well, what Facebook are trying to do, behind this is that when you create your show, eventually they will create two posts, but not straight away. When it gets complicated, so bear with me a minute. Normally, when you create a show, you've got a video post. That's it. Simple. It couldn't be any simpler. Create a show, get a post. Yeah. Facebook are now saying, no, we're not going to create the video post for you. We're going to create a pre-post. And that pre-post won't have the video in it. Yeah. But it will be created at the same time as you create the show. And then just before you're going to go live, we create the video post. I don't know. I don't know why. I have no idea. They're experimenting. If you spot it, then you'll know. You got it?
Oh no, I got the wrong one. Hang on a sec here.
Okay.
Try that again, David. There we go.
Okay. So we're about to see the proof, hopefully, that I've not been dreaming.
So I cross-posted this over to the Talk Show Network and a few other pages.
Okay.
So when I scheduled today's show and cross-posted it to the Talk Show Network, it created this broadcasting, blah, 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 and everything else. And it originally would say we'll be going live at. Now it says this video is live now. But up top here, if I go back, you'll see another post of where we are live.
True.
So
exactly
back down here, but if you click this watch live button,
it'll take you to
us, and then we're going to get an echo now because I did that.
But
I know you're annoyed by it, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm annoyed. You can't tell though, can you? It just seems to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Stupid. Because we all work on the keep it simple principle, and it was so simple.
Do we
not?
Some of us, you guys like you and I think we should do that, but
Well,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a little
Right.
different.
Okay. Without putting you on the spot, can you see a rationale in it, a reason for doing it? Okay.
Yes.
Could you explain
what you want me to tell you?
Oh, yes, please. It would be helpful.
I've put some thought into it because I remember you brought this up a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
You're getting 2 posts out of it. You're getting a post that's saying we'll be going live. So there's your promotion in the news feed, and it allows people to click get a reminder. Stands out a little bit more than it did before for the reminder, I think. And so you get that post out there, and then when you do go live, you get a second post, and your people get notified that says we're live now. So it's kind of like what we were saying before, where when you schedule a show, we talk about pre-promotion.
Yeah.
Schedule a show 3 days before, and then you should promote it that it's coming up. And I've done that with show cards where I'll go, hey, coming up on next week's show is Stephen and Dom and David, blah, 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 blah. That's what we're going to talk about. And I used to create events for it. So now I think it's just sort of automatically, if you schedule one a week out, you get a post, somebody sees it, they go click get reminder, and then later when you go live, you get another push out there. So
okay.
He doesn't like my explanation, folks.
No, the explanation but when you did this show, which was not too long ago, there were 2 posts for that as well.
Yeah, I only maybe I should change that. I typically seem to only be scheduling this about a half an hour before we go live. I don't know. We have an audience that I think knows that we go live every Monday at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But we could grow that audience too, I guess. We haven't really put a lot of effort into like promotion and marketing or anything for this.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
No, I think you're just annoyed because it's change.
I am not a Luddite. I'm all for going. I mean, Be Live is a case in point. There's always something new on Be Live. And I'm all for change. I'm all for change when it makes sense to me. Yeah. When it doesn't make sense to me, it gets confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the beginning of this, I was confused too, because I remember, what was I broadcasting? It happened because Labor Day weekend, so September 1st, around that time, and I was broadcasting the parade. Yeah, and I had scheduled it, and then I went back to that post and to make sure I was live. Right, I was monitoring what I was doing, and I'm like, I'm not live. Where the heck is it? What the heck's going on?
It's called confusion.
Yeah. And then Jennifer was beside me. She goes, well, I got it right here. And I'm like, well, where the hell is it? I don't see it. And then and I'm freaking out because the parade's coming down the street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not live. But I was just looking in the wrong place. So then I figured it out. And I was okay. But I was upset for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. And it's all Facebook's fault.
Absolutely. I was yelling at Mark Zuckerberg from, Well, let's talk. So, I mean, good changes. Time will tell. Time will tell.
All right.
I don't know that the like thing's going to affect anybody.
Well, I've got to be honest here. Just stay with me a moment.
Yeah, go for it.
If somebody does a broadcast and that broadcast is saying less than 20 views, unless it's a friend, I won't take a second look. Yeah?
Right.
And that's one of the criteria I use. I mean, basically, if it's got a low view count, then, you're less drawn in to actually watch it.
I'm kind of the opposite. Sometimes I see something that's only got like 20 views. I'm like, this person's trying something. What is it? And I watch. It depends on the caption. I either watch it or I you're saying. Dom says you keep going blurry, Dave. I don't know. I got strong at my end. Am I blurry to anybody else?
You're coming back now. There is a slight. You've got the blur around your head. I mean, we know that.
No, I think yeah, I've got a blur around my head. Right.
That probably wasn't the right phrase. What?
I think he's meaning pixelated.
You are a bit pixelated.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have new internet speed, so it's not my internet. I have 500 up and 500 down.
Oh, wow. Well, in that case, you shouldn't have a single problem at all. Yeah. But it is
says, blurry for me too. Now, here's the other thing to keep in mind. This is where I ran into this at a broadcast I did last year for a local thing. And people were on it and they were like, oh, it's lagging and it's this and that. And it was a public event and people were getting quite upset. It wasn't from my end.
Ah.
It's not always from this end. If your internet is slow and you've got a bunch of programs running in the background,
mm-hmm.
and you're sharing internet or wherever else, that will affect things that you're in. Because I'm looking here, I got full whatever.
5 bars. But this is the thing. Okay. I mean, I look perfect, but I cannot be sure that the picture that's going out on Facebook is perfect. And your picture looks perfect to you. Yeah?
Yeah, it does. I got no.
Yeah. Because this picture that we're looking at of ourselves doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
It's on our computer. It stays on our computer. Well, we're actually watching our camera feed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What everybody else is seeing is our camera feed, which has gone to be live first and then to Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it could be live servers. It could be Facebook servers.
Indeed.
See, because I'm looking right now, and now I got 3 bars, and I'm yellow, and I'm like, but I've got my internet speed is amazing, and I'm not running any background programs. Well, a couple, but nothing
major. No, it is hit and miss. We've got to remember that no matter what we try, this is not television, and it's not cable in the true sense.
Well, that's a good point that you make. Let's talk about that for a moment, because I run into that in the live streaming world of broadcasting lawn tractor racing or time capsules and all those types of things. And I do have that conversation with people. For example, the Blue Water Health where I did the time capsule. I've done events in there before and used their Wi-Fi, and then it went.
Yeah.
And then people are freaking out and yelling at me online, and it's like, this is what I was given access to. It's not, you know. So this time, I just brought my own internet. I actually ran an Ethernet cable outside. I had a little box, an internet hub, and I brought that in and connected that to my router. I don't go straight from anyway, all that stuff, right? So that's fine. That's extra work. It's extra time or whatever. And that's what it takes to make it work. And even then, with super duper speeds, at times there's still just a little jitter, a jag. It's not television, folks.
No.
We're not there yet with live streaming. We're getting there. It's getting better. And for people like myself and my friends at WeStream who are professionals at it, we do a really great job of making it the best we can. But we also spend the money on the equipment to make that happen. Not just going live from your phone. Well, I can go live from my phone. And yeah, you can. That's right. So people have, it's in HD. Yeah, I'm broadcasting in HD. But again, that also means it's like when you had when cable television was around and they first came out with HD televisions. People were buying these HD televisions. It's like, why? Cable's not even putting it out in HD yet. So you're not really watching it in HD. Well, I have an HD television. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Speaking of which, your picture is now crystal clear.
Joel said he was picking on me. He said, "I prefer you a little blurry." Steven is clear.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Joel. Where's that block button? Just, Corinder's saying hello.
Hello, Corinda. And can I just give my apologies to Corinda? And Corinda, we're going to bring your photographs, images on next week. I had a town hall meeting today, which totally threw me. Right. Okay. Sorry, you were saying. You put me full screen. Apologies, Corinda. And we'll show you your images next week. You just wanted to show my office, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
You wanted to show your chess in the background. No, I was just saying, it's not television. And people, I think, are looking at it and have that expectation of live streaming. Why is it pixelated? Why is it? There could be 100 reasons why. There could be, it worked great last time, so why didn't it work this time? Well, because there was 200 more people in the room than last time, and they were all trying to use the same Wi-Fi. And even if I've done broadcasts where I just bring my own internet now, that's all. It costs me more. I just bring my own. Yeah. Because I've been in situations where, okay, you've got great Wi-Fi. Let's do a test. Yep, you got awesome Wi-Fi. Is there anybody else using that? Nope, just me and the other guy down the hall in the office. Nobody else. Okay. So I get access to it, and then 50, 60 people come in the room, and all of a sudden my bandwidth disappears. Why? Yeah. Nobody else is on it.
Because they're...
I can tell you why. Two reasons are usually reasons why. In an arena, for example, and I did the Pacers the first year, I used their system. Mm-hmm. Nobody's on the Wi-Fi. Nope, that's just for maintenance people and the office. Okay? But here's what happens. In a small village or town, the maintenance guy knows the guy that's coming to the game. Hey, do you got the Wi-Fi password? Oh, yeah, sure, here, but don't tell anybody. All right, no problem. And then that guy gets it. And he goes, do you got the Wi-Fi password? Yeah, I got it, but I'm not supposed to give it out. So I'll give it to you, but don't you give it to anybody. And next thing you know, 50 people have it. Especially now with how does that work? When I go on, if I'm on a Wi-Fi network and you try to connect to it on your iPhone on the same network, it pops up and says, would you like to share that password with Steven Healey?
Oh, wow.
So people can share it.
Android doesn't do that. Android takes your security seriously and your Wi-Fi.
So and then all of a sudden, all these people are on it, and then the bandwidth goes from here and goes. Whoo. The other reason is, and I've had this happen where there is nobody else except me and two other people, and I've been able to confirm that. And 50, 60 people come in the room. Their phones, iPhone and Android, are constantly looking for a Wi-Fi connection. Just does it. It just circulates, and there's a Wi-Fi there. Because if you go to your Wi-Fi, it'll show you, there's this Wi-Fi, and it lists all the Wi-Fi that are around you, right? Yeah. You're not connecting to it, but it still is connecting to it in the sense of it's showing that it's there. So now 50, 60 people come in the room, and it's all these phones trying to connect to Wi-Fi. Yeah. Doesn't work. So I just bring my own Wi-Fi.
Okay. And just curious, how is that powered? Is that to a mobile phone?
So the hub is it's DC powered or battery powered. Okay. Yeah. So that gets, but typically I would plug that in somewhere, and then I run an Ethernet cable from that to wherever my router is. So I may have. The time capsule, I had the hub outside, because even inside on my own internet, inside on the hub, slow speeds. I was in a hospital. What's going on in the hospital? I don't know. A bunch of concrete, a bunch of metal, and maybe a bunch of radiation machines and other machines and whatever else is going on. So I had to go outside of the atrium into the garden and got a nice signal. So then I plugged it in out there, ran the Ethernet all the way inside to where my router was, right beside me. And then there's cameras, 20 feet away from me, so they had access. And it's a $400 Netgear. It's a pretty kick-butt Wi-Fi.
Right.
But I'm the only one that has access to it, and I can shut all other things off, and you can't even look at your phone. You can't even see it.
I'm still not getting it. Where is the internet?
From my cellular. It's cellular data.
Right.
Sorry.
So you're connecting your phone to the hub. The hub goes to the router. The router goes to.
No. I'm not connecting my phone to the hub. I'm connecting. The hub connects to the data. It's like a phone, but it's a hub.
So it's a phone, but not a phone.
Right. It's a hub that receives the data connection.
Is it 4G?
It's LTE. Yeah.
LTE. Right. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a phone, but not. It's a box. It's just a box that receives the same data that my phone plan does. Yes.
Right. Okay.
And then Ethernet from that. So think of it as a router, but not.
A sort of router. Okay. Yeah. All good. Okay.
Have you ever? What's Kelly saying? David, where are you out about what Wi-Fi are you using? I'm not sure.
That's it. That was the question.
Yeah. Kelly says, have you ever used public Wi-Fi in Point Edward, David, near the bridge? They said it was new. Yeah, I have. And it's great, actually. And I've actually been in the Point. This will only make sense to Kelly. I've been in the Point Edward Arena and on my phone been able to connect to it. It's public. Point Edward is just a small village. And they have their own Wi-Fi throughout the village. And down by the Blue Water Bridge is where Point Edward is. And in the Point Edward Arena where the Pacers play, I've been able to connect to the public Wi-Fi from the arena, and it's like great speeds. But it moves. It could be 50 up and 50 down, and then it could be 12 up and 12 down. Like it just fluctuates so much, which is not good for live streaming. So that's what he's referring to. So, but if you're just out walking around, or you're down at the ice cream place or the French fry truck, and you want to connect to Wi-Fi when you're in Point Edward, and so you can watch David and Steven on not television.
Well, it's not television.
Then it works great. I will say in the Point Edward Arena now, they do have fiber and everything, and it was it wasn't working in the media booth. I had to fix it actually, but that's another story. But I take a feed off of there and I plug that into my own router. I do not use theirs. I leave a router there for all the games, and that's I just bring my own Wi-Fi. It's just the best way to go in that type of situation. So yeah. My internet your internet cut out when you streamed my speech just as I finished. What's he? Oh, the one that he did a while back. It did. Yeah. We were down in the basement trying to access internet. Yes. And it was down in the basement. And even with my hub, it was very hard for me to get my own good internet connection. So there are limitations, right? Fortunately, I've also learned to record everything when you go live. And on my system, it records right to the hardware so that if it drops out, you just keep going, and then I can upload it to Facebook later, which is what I ended up doing for Dom. Yeah.
Right. I have some news. I wear a Fitbit. Angelica wears a Fitbit too. And we try and do 10,000 steps a day.
Wow.
There is a competition, which is 5 miles. There is an annual competition run by Country Walking magazine, and the challenge is to walk 1,000 miles in a year. Okay, that is doable. 12 months, 83 miles a month, 20 miles a week, 3 miles a day. Yeah, right. And Angelica entered the challenge, and the first year She actually completed the 1,000 miles on the 24th of December. Yeah. Which is, you finished in time. You've actually done it. You got a certificate and you've done 1,000 miles. She then decided that she was going to complete the 1,000 miles in November. And she did. Then the year after that, she decided she was going to complete the 1,000 miles by the end of October. And she did. Guess what happened next? This year, she decided she was going to complete the 1,000 miles in September. And as it's the last day of September, I just say congratulations to Angelica for doing 1,000 miles in 9 months.
Wow.
Rather than in a year. That's quite an achievement.
Wow. Way to go, Angelica.
Brilliant. There you go.
Sounds like quite a lady.
Indeed, indeed. 1,000 miles in 9 months is but the tip of the iceberg, David.
Yeah, right.
Right. Okay.
Karina was asking that, Stephen, you're not using your wireless headset anymore. Or you're not using it. No, it keeps falling out of his ears.
It keeps falling out of my ears. It's not practical for broadcasting. So I'm actually going to use it with my mobile phone when I'm out and about. Then if one of them does drop out, I've just lost it. I mean, that's it. I'll never find it again. No, don't do it. If you're going to have headphones for live broadcasting, make sure they're wired. Lesson learned.
Wireless is nice, but it does have its limitations as well, right? You know,
it sure does. I'm actually thinking, I'm not deterred though by the wireless thing. I'm actually thinking having a wireless microphone.
Oh, really?
Because you use those, do you not?
Yeah, I do. I have I have one that I use. Well, two. They're the same mic for my mobile phone. Yeah, I have a wireless. And it's pretty good. It will cut out once in a while. And if you have somebody like Jason operating it, he can keep an eye on the levels and he can tell if it disappears. But when you're doing it yourself producing and you're not always paying attention to that, you could be, So I'd caution you. I do have another set here actually that they're both Bluetooth and wireless, and they work. Right. They work better on computers than they do on mobile phones.
Right. Okay. Well, it's for computer use I'm thinking of rather than mobile.
You should be okay. But I mean, I have this Blue Yeti here, and Jennifer's calling me. Not yet, honey. I can't. It's a USB mic and it works fantastic. It's got different settings, so it's directional, or if you were at a conference and you want to set it in the middle, you could have it pick up all the way around. And it's about $180, and it's a wonderful microphone in my opinion. And if you have a USB port on your computer and you can do it wired, why not do it wired? I have one of my, I might even still have it somewhere. Oh no, Dom is using a USB microphone that was made from the video game Rock Band. It came with a USB microphone. It's what I used to use when I first started doing this. I had it, and if you recall that, it was great sound.
I do.
And that's what Dom's using now. So I don't know, wireless.
Okay.
Handy in a mobile situation. I need it for this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just need a new lapel mic. That's what I'm looking for.
There you go. Yeah. I have a bunch here. I can give you one. They're around somewhere. Here, catch.
Caught it.
Awesome.
Okay. This is awesome. We've done a full show without mentioning politics. Let's keep it that way.
Kelly's saying, where is it? David joined the gym last week. Has he been back yet? Oh, yeah, I've been back. Yeah. I don't tell you everything I do, whenever I haven't been in a few days because it has been really super busy, and it was just like by the time you got home. So I'll be back later tonight. There you go. Thanks for checking up on me. How does he have the time? I don't know. How do I have the time? I have lots.
Indeed.
I have lots of
Over the weekend, Kelly, I don't know. I mean, this is a man who did 36 shows in 3 days. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, the tall ships. Whew. Tall ships, Border Fest, Escape. Yeah. David and Steven should have a competition on Screen Green. See who the best one. Oh, a green screen competition. See what we can come up with. Who's the best? I don't know. And Dom says, yeah, you
see, I'm lucky. I've got a photographer, and this photographer is so brilliant. His name is Kelly. He lives in Sarnia, and he just produces the most amazing photographs and backgrounds.
Yeah, he shares them with you. He doesn't share them with me, and I'm right here. I'm right here. Awesome.
Right, now what you need, David, is if you had a backdrop with the rest of the bridge, then we could look like we were in the same place. Or we just need similar backdrops, really, just to being in the same studio, pretending that we're actually in the same studio.
I just duplicate yours and flip it so it looks like it's connected. And then
right, okay, I'll send you a copy, or Kelly can send you a copy of this particular photograph.
Well, now here's the thing, and I'm just going to point this out. You probably already know this. So, and I've asked BeLive this. I'm hoping they're working on it. When I look at you in the lobby, I see the full picture background.
Yeah.
When I'm bringing you up online, I don't see the full picture background. It cuts it off.
Well, that's because the aspect ratio is different.
Right. It wasn't like that before.
No, if you wait, are you on? Which style are you using? The new one or the old one? You're using the new one, aren't you?
BeLive Studio 2.
No, BeLive Studio 2. Bottom left-hand corner of the menu is the branding. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it comes up with theme.
Modern. I'm using modern right now.
All right. Okay. Good. Right. Okay. But if you put me full picture.
Yeah.
Hint. Then people will see my full background.
That's right.
Yeah. So you can see the whole of the bridge now. Yeah.
But when you have a guest, especially joining on mobile phone, the aspect should be able to remain the same.
But then you'd have 2 elongated photographs next to each other. It wouldn't. It was squidge. I don't know. Yeah. There may be a technical reason for it.
It's able to take like what I'm seeing full version of you in the lobby. That would take it and put you in, and it would still be full version, but smaller. The aspect ratio is the same, but the size is smaller.
Well, we're in squares, aren't we? Unless I'm, at the moment, we're in squares.
Yeah. But you'd still be able to show the background.
Okay, right.
Yeah. It did before, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually changing the aspect ratio.
If you switch, just bear with us a moment, folks. If you switch to the classic theme, what happens then? Apart from the background changing. There you go. That's the classic theme. Yeah. And what you're talking about, we are displayed differently. Yeah.
So why can't it do it in the modern version? They're all the versions. That's what I'm saying.
Because they are different themes. I don't know. I honestly don't have an answer. But
why don't you have an answer?
Because I know the people, not necessarily the answers to the questions. I know people who know the answers to these questions, and we can ask them. But I don't pretend to. I wouldn't pretend to know
it's
everything.
Nice to have the different themes, and I get that. But to have you still have the same aspect ratio. Because, for example, I mean, I might like this version, which is nice. I can change the colors, and it looks different. And then the modern version. I like maybe the way it displays things differently, like text, etc. If I click apply on that, but it doesn't show the pictures the same.
That's right. Yeah.
There you go.
Indeed.
So we know it's possible.
But does it look as good?
Yeah. It looks fantastic.
There's a gap between us.
Yeah, that's okay.
The thing is that if you can you switch back again, just to you and me.
Getting dizzy.
No, you're okay. You can do it. You can do it. When you switch back, we're taking up a larger area of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are. You and I.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are front and center as opposed to the background being front and center. So it's a personal choice. There's nothing wrong. But yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong, but it's the theme. To me, the theme is what you choose, how you like the way the text shows and the colors and all that stuff. But the way it shows us on there should still be the same. Aspect ratio wise.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's
all good.
Because in this version, sometimes I like to use this, but when my guests come on, like today, I will go back to the other version because when they come on mobile in this version, they look like they're right close up. Like you remember you've talked about holding the camera back. If you do that in the other version, you don't have to worry about that as much.
Yeah.
Because of the way it positions. Sure. I know they got more coming. Coming soon. All the other different themes here.
14th to 16th of October is a time to be on the Be Live page and watch out what's happening. You'll catch David and myself on the Be Live page at, I'm trying to work it out now, 1 p.m. Yeah, 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll be there with Brigetti. That's the three of us. Right. Myself, David, and Brigetti.
Three's company. Looking forward to it. Yeah, exciting times coming ahead. Look at that. We've gone over. We're still here. Our audience is still here. But you've got to move on. What's for dinner tonight?
You won't believe me if I tell you.
Rabbit stew.
Tonight, David, I am cooking turkey.
Really?
There you go. I knew you wouldn't believe me. It's turkey. We're practicing for Christmas.
Smells delicious. Well, we have Thanksgiving coming up, right?
Yep.
We have Thanksgiving. So, all right. Well, let's call it a show, and I'll let you get the turkey burning, and or not burning, cooking. I should say.
No. Burning's the wrong verb. Cooked is cooking. Underway.
Yeah. There you go. Alrighty, well, thanks everybody for watching. I'll be live later this afternoon with 3 guests at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my community show. Hope you'll join me for that. And if you had a great time, give us a 10 in the comments below. And if you didn't have a good time, do nothing except come back again and give us another chance next week. From Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, I'm David Burrows, and my friend here from...
I'm at the moment I'm in Sarnia, as you can see, but normally I'm from Devizes in Wiltshire in England. Bye for now.